And hello, everyone. Yep, that's the intro I'm going with. How are you doing, Mama?
All right.
Doing all right as well. Haven't really been up to too much. Last Thursday, Sarah had her graduation ceremony, so she now has her master's in social work. She's figuring out the job hunting process for that. So right later, this week. Well, it's really this way. Not sure what the best way to go about lighting is, but all right, that looks a lot better for me. But what have you been up to? That you want to share with everyone?
Working in the yard, getting my planting beds ready to plant, which I guess I should have already done, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's still just mid-May, so
Yeah. When's the latest that you need to get everything situated for planting and all that?
there was one year I think it was actually the first year I did the sunflowers and zinnias in like June is when I got
Mm,
that all sprayed out and they bloomed just fine, so
that's good. Stop playing. Got it. Yeah. I don't know. Is June like a late time for sunflowers and stuff?
yeah, it's kind of late. I mean, I should have already had the seeds tossed down, but
Mm-hmm.
it'll be all right. They'll just bloom a little later.
Well, I guess it is time for doing some Sudoku. And last time we were in the middle of parody loop. We had gotten close to the end. We ran into an unreconcilable contradiction. Couldn't fix it in the short time that we had. So we're just going to start over from square zero today. So let us begin. Parity loop by lithium ion. Normal, normal Sudoku rules apply. All even digits, or I guess, parity loop by lithium ion. Normal Sudoku rules apply. All even digits in the grid, except the even digits in the center box, form a single closed loop that moves orthogonally through the centers of cells and does not branch, overlap, or touch itself, not even diagonally. A digit in a circle indicates exactly how many circles contain that digit. Digits in a cage sum to the value in the top left corner, and digits in a thermometer must increase from the bulb end. Okay, so these circles tell us how many digits there are, and or the sum of the digits that are in those circles. So if we count them, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we know that since there are 22 circles, that the digits in them, since they are the count, so if there's a 3, then that means there are 3 threes. So we can say that if we add them all up, it will equal 22. And we know that from box 7, the minimum number of digits is 5 to add up to 22. So if I do 22 in 5 digits, then that could be, that is 30. So I need to subtract.
Yeah, that's 35.
Oh, that was 35. So 6, 7, 8, 9 is 30. So if I take out what am I doing? Okay, so if I want to do 1, 8, 9, that is 18. I need 4. So I can't do 1, 8, 9 because the only way to do 4 in 2 more digits is 2, 2. Or 1, 3. I'd have to duplicate something. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 7, 9. Because that's 6 and 16. And then we start from there. Okay, so then I can do 7. And that would require 6, 9, or 7, 8. Then we could do, so that was 7. So then I could do 8, which is 1, 2, 5, or 1, 3, 4. But the 1, 2, 5 version is 8, and I need
14.
14, which is 5 and 9. But I already have a 5, so I can't do 5, 9. That would be 6 and 8. So that's the only version from 1 to 5. But 1, 3, 4, I can do 5, 9. 1, 3, 4, 6, 8. Then the lower 3 could be 9. And if they're 9, I need 13 more, which would be, the smallest way to make, or the closest pair of digits to make 13 is 6, 7. So I can't use 1, 2, 6. But 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. And then 1. I guess I already failed on 1, 2, 6. So then it's 2, 3, 4. And then you have 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. And then if the lower 3 are 10, which is 2, 3, 5, as the most compact way of doing that, then I would need 12, but the smallest I can make is 6, 7, which is 23. Okay, so that is the 5-digit possibilities. Now, when we if we only have 5 digits, we have to deal with this 10. So, if we look at these, that 10 has to have a small digit, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and a high digit, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if we see here, we've got 3 of the low digits, so the 10 is going to end up being 4, 6, which isn't going to run into problems. 3, 7 is fine. But 3, 7 here doesn't work. The only low digit I have is a 3, but I've already used 7, so this grouping doesn't work. Now here, I've only used 2 of the low digits, so I can either do 3, 7, or 4, 6. But there's a 6 here, so I can't use 4, 6. This one is 2, 8. This one doesn't work because the only low digit is a 2, and I've already used 8. I can do 2, 8, but I can't do 4, 6, because there's a 6 already. This one would have to be 1, 9, and this one would also have to be 1, 9, because I've used all of the other low digits. Okay. So,
Now, if they are both even in that 10, well, and then there's the possibility of 6, but they're either going to have to be both even or both odd.
right.
If they are, and no matter what, those are all
No
odd.
matter, the corners are always odd. But
if those are
10.
both even, then the circle above and the circle on the bottom to the right have to be even.
Right.
If they're both odd,
Then this one becomes odd.
And it's
And
odd
these
either
three,
way. Right.
Right. It's odd either way now. And these three end up being even. So it's just these that we don't know still. But this is guaranteed to be even. These are guaranteed to be odd.
Right.
And then
But no matter what, the circles cannot be all odd.
right.
There have to be at least 2 even ones.
Right.
Because if they're both even, then it takes the one at the top and the one in the bottom right corner. If the 10 is both odd, then it's the center circle on the right. So if there are not 2 evens,
So let's basically split them. I don't know why I was having a hard time with that. Okay. So now any of these
down, the third one down also has an 8.
Oh, it does. Alright, so this one isn't allowed because we have to have 2 evens. Either here and here or here and here. So 2 evens are required, as you said. So we take those out and those out. So now we have to have 3 evens. And all of the options for the 10 are odd. They're 3, 7, and 1, 9. So now what about 6 digits? Well, the only way to do 6 digits is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 21. So we turn that 6 into a 7 to get 22. And that's the only way to do it with 6 digits. And separating out our odds and our evens again, we have 2 and 4. And what is the possibility for the 10? Well, we know that the lowest digit from 1, 2, 3, and 4 is in the 10. So the 5 and the 7 are in the circles, because the 5 could never be in the 10. So the 7 is in the circles. So the 10 has to be either the 7's out, so the 3 is out. So it has to be either 1, 9, or 2, 8, or 6, 4. If it is so we know that one of the digits, 1, 2, 3, and 4, are in the 10. If
All right, if the 10 is evens,
right, if the 10 was even,
that would leave 6. If it's 2 and 8, it leaves 6, 4 in the circles. But you can't have 6 in the circles.
Right, because it would be 2, 4, and then you have a 2, 4 here, and a 6, 8, and then the last one would have to be 6, 8. And as you said, you don't have a 6, 8 in the circles. So that's how this one doesn't work. So, you cannot have an even 10. So the 10 is forced to be odd, and we get our evens wrapping around like this, which makes these two odd, because you can't touch the
Right, it
loop
can't touch
again,
itself.
because you'd end up with a 2 by 2, or it would be looping back around in some other weird way. Okay, so that's guaranteed. So where do we go from here? Up here, maybe? So we know that this one is odd. So it can't be a 1 or a 9. And so it could be a 3. But this one, it has to be at least a 4, not a 9. And this would be 5, 6, 7. Now, if this was a 5, that would make the one before it a 4, but then how would that connect? It would be surrounded by odds, so this cannot be a 5. If this was a 7, this would become an 8 and a 9, and you'd have a similar situation. So this cannot be a 7. That makes this maximum 4. If this was an 8, this would be a 9 and be surrounded by odds. So it can't be an 8. And the reason the corners are forced to be odds is because if I made this green, because of the fact that it has to loop, it would have to connect to its neighbors here. And I only have 4 evens in a box, so I couldn't connect to both sides without having 5 evens, which is too many. So we know that all of the corners are odd. That's how we know this is odd. So then, where do we go from here? I think we go back to our list here. So we know that we could have a 9, we could have an 8, we could have a 7, and we could have a 6. So all of these are possible. Although,
You can't
if it
have both
ends up...
8 and 9. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Because if there's a 9 in there, then all 9 boxes have a circled 9.
Right.
Which only leaves 6. Because there are 3 boxes that have only a single circle.
Yeah.
That would leave 6. So it can't be 9, 8, or 9, 7 together in the same. So
Right.
if you
That
pull up
would
the.
be this way.
So
9, 6.
okay. Oh yeah, we already have that, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay. So if we look at the 6 digits, then the end of this thermometer would have to be a 7. Because the highest digit in here is a 7, and the digit below it's a 5. This doesn't have anything less than a 6. So then this would have to be a 7. Then this would be 3 or 5. So then this would just be 4 through 6. But this would be a 7. So it would be odd. So this would have to be odd, a 5. This would be a 3, and you'd have 1 or 2, and it couldn't be even, so it would be a 1. So 7, 5, 3, 1. And we know that this is in a circle. So this would be 2 or 4. I guess, can we prove that this... If these were 9s, got a 9, one of those two, a 9, one of those two here. Make that one. Have to be one of these. This column would force it to be there. So we wouldn't have a problem with a 9, so that's fine. Okay. We start drawing paths, because this either goes like this, or it goes like this.
Right.
So if I start drawing a green path, looking like this, we could have a red path that branches off of it. Now the 9 is an odd and an even, so
Right.
both of those are going to have to continue, because this one's an odd. And now red is forced to escape here. It either goes up and right, or right and up. There's only 4 options. Now, green could escape either on the top or the bottom. But green is
But
going
if it
to
comes
have
through the
to
top,
go here as well. Say if it goes through the top.
if it goes through the top, it has to include 4 evens, and it can't go
It
down.
can't loop around.
Right.
So this wouldn't be possible, because it can't loop
No.
like this, because it would touch diagonally,
Right.
or it would touch itself this way. And if it went like this, it doesn't escape. This isn't possible. So we know green goes like this, which is going to force it to go out this way. Because this digit is 4 away, no matter how you map it. Because you can't get here, this is 5 steps away.
But red
And
has
here
to go
is
through
3.
there.
Right, because this is 1 step. This one's 2. This one's 3. Or I guess this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So it has to go that way. Okay. But this means these are all odd. And these... Well, a similar argument is going to force red on this side to have to go through here. Because if it went through here, it's how good it could go through. And since it now has to connect this way, you're going to end up with all of these being odd. And a similar argument is going to make these go the same path, where red comes out here and green comes out there. And all of these are going to have to be odd. And green and red. These are all odd. And red and green. Now, red is the path with 3 evens, which has to be a 5-digit version. Which is possible here. It's even possible that it skips this one.
Now, does the center digit have to be even in box 3? No.
Not necessarily, because red
No,
can
it can
swirl
avoid it.
around and so can green.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, green can't go right here, so it must go up. Green can loop around in either way. Same with red. If green branched to the right here and then went up, I would have 3 evens here. But then I wouldn't be able to branch left, or I guess not branch. If green moves right, then I wouldn't be able to move left again. I would be moving too far.
You
And I
won't have
wouldn't be
enough
able to come
even
back
for
around.
column 1.
So green has to come around like this. Now red is 2 evens, but I also know that red is 3 evens. So this red can't come down, because if it did, I'd have 5 evens in this column. So this has to go left. And I've got 2 here. If I go up here, then it goes around like this. But then I've used up all of my evens, so I'd come up and around, but then I wouldn't be able to come down. Right. So this one here, if this goes left, I've used up all 4 evens, but I'd have to come down eventually, which isn't allowed. So this has to branch like this. And now I've used up all of the evens in the middle column, so red has to be all of these. So this is required to be green. And this one's required to be green. And if I go right, without, I'd have to come back left, because I only have 1, 2, 3 greens here. So green is going to have to, yeah, green path has to move up here. I guess I should make these red and green. Because maybe using the line tools. Go ahead.
Maybe use different colors for the line tools than, because if you have green, as we know, this has to be even.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I can't put the paths over each other. So, like, if I draw a blue line and then I try to draw a red line next to it, it overwrites.
You could do purple.
Oh, that would make sense. Okay, so it is not visible, but it's fine. Red out of those. That helps a little bit.
Yeah, it does help the purple a little. Okay, well, we can do the same thing as far as, because I can column 3.
Yeah, if blue wins, well, blue has to come there. I need a second
Has
blue.
to have 2, right?
So that has to go down, which makes this part purple, because now this needs to be green. And now blue is going to end up taking this path. So I wouldn't be able to take up these two. So blue would have to come around like this.
Right.
And red, I've got 3 of them, and I need to come down. So red's going to move up, and that's going to make these purple. And I think a similar argument is going to make
not striped green.
These green. These green. I meant making green for even. But yeah, so if blue went farther forward here, it would break.
Right.
Because I'd run out.
3. In box 3, red would have to come down from that corner.
Eventually,
because
yes.
there's already, yeah, it would have to come straight down.
Oh, right, there's already 4. Right, so that goes straight down. And now this one is green. And I've already got 3 red. Or, 3 red here. And that's
even.
the 4th. So now it has to go around. So these are all odd in both instances. Because the blue path is forces this to all be all odd, and the red path is the one that is so 5 digits is the red path, and 6 digits is the blue path. Because red requires 3 evens in circles, if you put 3 evens in circles. So, and 6 digits would put 3 odds in circles in here. So that, okay. So then, 2 and 4, and 4 and 6, and 6 and 8 all come out. So, I'm not guaranteed 1, 3, 5, and 7. I only get that for the blue path. But the blue path now has to go down from here. Then it has to go right from here. 1, 2, 3, and then blue has to continue for 4. And anything that's purple gets turned into a green square.
Right.
And so now, if we look along this path, if blue went forward, if I continued here and down, I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 across, and I wouldn't be able to come up. So blue has to take this path, and now red and blue are in here. This is purple. Oh, it's even. But then red, our red line, can still go right and up. Or it could, wait, no, if red went up and then right, I'd have 3 evens here. So red
Right.
has to go this way and then up. And now red,
Way box cell 9 is even.
right.
In box 8.
And now red has 1, 2, 3 here. So I need to take one more of these two. It's going to have to be this one that red takes. And then it can't go right again, so it's going to have to go up and right. And now this one ends up being blue. And now blue, there's 3 here and 3 here. So I need to take a 4th one, and then I need to go straight up. So these two are purple. That's going to make 4 and 4. And 4. Okay, so that's fine. Now I can't make arguments about a cross, but I'd have to do up down. Go ahead.
Right, in box 9, the 2 blank ones that don't have anything, we both know are odd.
Right. And we know that that's odd here and here and here. Odd. So then blue is already... Oh, blue's done.
But
I have to also do this one. So blue doesn't work. Okay, so
and in box 6, the entire right side is green.
Has to be, yeah, because there's already enough odds there. Has to be here. So that's odd. And that's green. Okay.
All right, so we know that there are 3 evens, so that means it's 5.
Yes. Okay. So now our 3 evens, we're guaranteed have a 2. I don't know if that's guaranteed to be a 2, but or I think that one can
There
be
has to be a 7 or a 9. Box 3
yes. Right. So that takes this one out.
and the next one.
This one. So now it's 2, 4, and 6 in all of our green circles. And how many of those circles are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 plus 4 plus 6 is 12. So that leaves this circle here in the middle to be odd.
And that's 5 odds in that row.
There's our last 2 evens. And 1, 2,
Column
3, 4.
4 has 4 even.
1, 2, 3. There's one of those and one of those, and they're diagonal from each other.
Well, so we know in box 7, that last green is an 8.
Right.
Same with box 6.
Box 6, 8. Box 3 is an 8.
Box 1, we can get the 8.
Right. I don't know about these. 8 is up there.
So the others are 2, 4, 6, where we have the 8.
But, okay, so this is guaranteed to have a 2 in it. This is guaranteed to have a 2 in it. So any of the others are guaranteed to not have a 2. This has a 6. That has a 6. Or, excuse me. These both have 4s. And this has a 4, and that has a 4. So these 2 are guaranteed to be 6s. So this one's a 2. That's a 4, that's a 2. Not 2s, not 4s. So that's a 4, that's a 6. Excuse me. I want the conflict checker on. 4s, so that's a 6, that's a 4, that's a 2. This is not. Sorry, not 6s, because that is. Eight. 6s. 5. Okay. So now. 6. Either 3, 7 or 1, 9. That could be a 9, that could be a 9, that could be a 9. 9, 9, 9, 9, and 9. 9. That would be a 1. That looks fine. Otherwise, we have 3, 7.
Oh. Never mind.
What's never mind?
Well, no, I thought, oh, well, if it's 7, it has to be, it can't be a 3, but no, it's not a circle, it's just the bulb of the thermo.
Yeah.
Which is why, oh, wait a minute, no.
This is a 5. Those 2 is 5. What those 2 is those 2, so it has to be down here. Not that one, though. This has to be where the 5 is, so 5 is one of these 2, so 5 is in the middle here. And then I've got the entirety of this for where 5's going to go.
Of course, if 5 is the thermo bulb in box 2, then that would have to be a 7 on the elbow.
And this would have to be
And that
9.
would have to be 9. Which would make that
which would
circle
make it
a
3,
3.
7. Right. Eight around. 4, 6, and 8 around. So that has to be odd. 1, 3, or 5. This can't be 3. If it's even, it's a 4. Oh, looking across here, 6 has to be one of these 2 and one of these 2. So neither of those can be 6. Was that the same thing you saw?
No, but what I was, I threw myself off and I was wrong, so.
Okay. Oh, but 5 had to be one of these 2.
Right.
Which means it
So
can't
it
be
can't
here.
be on the elbow.
That's 7, that's 9. Means that's 9 and 1. 9, 9. For all 9s. This can't be a 5, because that can't be a 7 now. That's a 5, that's a 3, that's a 1. That can be whatever it wants to be. But this is a 3, and that's a 5, so that's not. So
box 2 just has a 7 left.
7. Not a 7. But it can still be 4 or 5. 3 and 7, but 1's apparently out. So that's there. This is 1 and 5. 7. Sevens are out. So that's a 7. Because 7s have to go like that. 2, 5, not a 1. So 1 has to be one of those 2. That's not 1, so that is. That's 3 and 5, so that's 7 and 3. This is 1 and 5, but it's not a 1, so that's a 5, that's a 1 and 8, but it's not. So this is a 4. So that's a 6. This is even 6, 4, 2, 6, 4, 6, 2, 8, 4, 8, 2, 4. If I need a 2, which is going to be here, that's supposed to be a 2 because they had to be diagonal from each other in order to match the 4 here, 4 there, and 4 here.
Yeah. Column 6, that's a 1. and a 7.
Then, so that must be 3. 3, 5, 1, 5 here, and 7 there. 3, 5, 1, 7, 3, 5. Awesome. Alright. So previously we had attempted that, and we made a mistake somewhere. Not sure where, but that is the correct solution. Yeah, and it did say that those are the correct solution. So awesome. That was a tough puzzle, I think. Figuring out this loop stuff, the way that wraps around, and eventually coming to the problem over here, was very nitpicky, and it's likely how we ended up with an error before. And then I missed the 5 over here that would have made the ending a little faster. And of course the 9, 9, 1, and more stuff going on. But yeah, that was a good puzzle. Yeah. Any comments on the puzzle or not?
Oh, it was a good puzzle.
Alright, so the next puzzle is going to be 1 Fog 9 by Megan033. I do like the fog puzzles. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1, 5, 9. Each digit in column 1 indexes the 1 in its row. For example, if row 3, column 1 is a 4, then row 3, column 4 is a 1. The same rule applies to column 5 digits indexing the 5 in its row, and column 9 digits indexing the 9 in its row. The digits in a cage must sum to the number printed in its corner. Digits may not repeat within a cage. A black dot between cells indicates cell values with a 2-to-1 ratio. The word cell threw me off. It was repeated there. And all black dots are shown. The grid is partially covered with fog. Correctly placed digits will clear the fog around that cell. So we have all of the black dots, so that we do have the negative constraint there. So we know that these are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. And those sum to 9. And that is it. Well, okay, so 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We know it's not 3 and 6, because 3 and 6 are in a 2-to-1 ratio. Other than that, I don't think we can use the 9, because nothing else is restricted enough. Oh, they cannot be 4 and 5. The reason being is a 4 would place a 1 here, and a 5 would place the 1 there. But those are in the same box. So this cannot be a 4, 5. And with that, we get a 1, 2, or a 7, 8, and that means the top digit here is 4, 5, or 6. Because the 1 and the 2 places the 1 in the same box, the 7 or 8 places it back here. Yeah. And so we don't have the middle box. So 4, 5, and 6. Now, I don't think... Well, if this is a 7, it doesn't impact this, but 2 or 8 does. It would remove a 4. All black dots are shown. We know that they have to be a low, middle, and high digit. So we've got a 1, 2, 3, a 4, 5, 6, and a 7, 8, 9. They don't have to be in that order, but we know that sort of grouping exists. That's how I got the 4, 5, 6 here.
Right.
If this is a 5, it doesn't mean anything about the digit above or below. A 6 would just mean this can't be a 3.
Well, 4 means you can't have a 2 or an 8 below it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, 1 doesn't impact the rest of its group in the column because the
Right.
1 only pairs with a 2, which is in its same region. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 impacts 4, and 4 impacts 8. But it has the most impact if it's not on the end. So if I were to put a 4 in the middle, or even just anywhere in here, it would remove 2 and 8 from the digits above and below. Five, 7, and 9 are not useful in any way. If this was an 8, then that's a 4. So then the middle is 5 or 6, and the low is 1, 2, or 3. Well, we know that 1 is in here, and that 1 is in there. If this is a 2, then that's a 1. You wouldn't be able to have 4 in either position. This is a 1, it's a 1. A 2 makes that a 1. A 3 makes that a 6, and this a 1. Then you've got 4 and 5. Your options for the middle. I is still 7, 8, 9. 1 and here it's a 8. Oh. Can either of these be a 2? In fact, can any of these be a 2? This is the only one that has a black dot.
Oh, right.
So this is 2, and that's 1. 3, 4, 6, 8. And neither of those are 1, and this can't be a 2. This can't be 1 or 2.
So the one across from it can't be a 1.
Now, these have to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and neither of them could be a 4 or an 8. They can't
That
be a
9
4 because
cage
9 cage.
can't be 8 because that would pair with 1.
And it can't be 3, 6 either. Those 4 and 5, right?
Yeah.
This can't be an 8 now. It's a 4 got removed from it.
Right. The crop
The
keyed out
5
on the
here,
4.
the 5 makes that a 3. So this isn't a 6. And now this can't be a 6 either, because that would be a 3. That's not, so that's 8. Makes that a 4. And this could be an 8. It can't be a 2, so it has to be an 8.
The crop key dot between box 1 and 4.
It's either 2 or 8. And now I have to have a 3 in one of those positions. The middle digit here is a 6. So this isn't a 6, and none of those are a 6. And
Or
8
8.
is also out.
But one of those has to be a 3 in box 1.
Right. Left over in this box. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, and it can't be a 6. 3, 7. 4 and 5 means this one is out. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 8 and the 4 both remove 4s. The 4 removes 2, so 5 removes 5.
Well, and since the crop key dot there in box 8, you can't have a 2 on the left, so the 1 can't be on the right. Because the 1 has to be one side of those.
So this is a 4, and this is a 1, and this is a 6.
And a 2 on the other side of the crop key dot.
Right, which places a 5. And 4s are out of there, and we end up with 1 here, and 1, not this one. Because the 5 places the 1, and the 3 places this, which you said earlier. I should have did when you said that. And then this is not 4, 5, or 6. 5 and 6 pairs with 5 and 6. 4 pairs with 7. This isn't 4, which removes 7. Neither of them can be 8, which removes 3. And this isn't 2, so 9 and 2. And 9 is 4.
And
5,
4
7,
pairs
9
with
are
3
out.
in the 7 cage
4.
and box 9. Box 9.
Right. So this has to be a 1-2 pair, and so this is an 8, which places 1 there. That's not. That's.
Okay, in box 9, we have to have both 5 and 6, and there's a 5 and 6 in row 7, so it's a 5-6 pair.
What's missing?
3. Oh, that's a 3 in row 8.
Here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7, 8 is what's left in row 8.
8. And see, 4, 5, or 6. So this one is 7 and 9. And we know the 9 is the third one. That makes this 2. 1 is one of these two. That's default. I don't know what keyboard shortcut I accidentally pressed that accidentally gives me. If I figured it out. 5, 7, and 9 are out, and neither of them can be 1s, 2s, or 3s, so they can't be 6s, so they're forced to be 8 and 4. And they can't be. Well, okay, so this isn't a 4, so this isn't an 8. This isn't a 4, so that's not an 8. This isn't a 1. 2 or 3, so this isn't a 6. And 5, 7, and 9 are never allowed on there.
Column 1
7.
and box 1, 7's out, yeah.
4, 5, and 6, no 4, 7, 8, 9, no 8. This can't be a 9 because there's 2 there.
Can't have 6 below the 3.
Right. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, or 8, not 8, not 4. Left over in this box. 4, 8, 3. This one's not 1, 5, 9. Can't be a 6 because it's next to a 3. 5 and 6 is out because it's next to a 3. 1, 2, 2, and 9. Can't be a 6 because it's next to a 3. So where can 6 go? Can't go where there's already a digit. Can't go next to a 3. Can't go next to a 3. It's in those two. 3 is one of those two. 4 removes 8. 7, 9 pair makes that an 8. 8's one of these two. Places a 9 in one of those two, which makes that a 7 and a 9. Oh, and I knew this could be a 7 because 8 got placed there. Six, 7 pair makes that a 2, and this is not 2 or 7.
Okay, column 2 needs 2, 6, and 8.
2, 6, 8, 3, 5, and 9, 4, and 7.
And the bottom one there can't be a 4.
Right. Wherever the 2 is, it has to be next to a 7.
Right.
It's interesting. So the 8 is next to, so the 6 is next to the 4. Because the 2 is next to the 7, therefore the 8 is next to the 1, the 6 is next to the 4. Left over in this column. 8, 4, 1, and 9. If this is a 5, then this is neither 3 or 6. It would be a 7. But if this is a 6, it doesn't really.
All right. In box 5, the bottom pink one there. If that's if that's 6,
Places a 5 here. And a 7 place a 1.
if it's 7, 5, 7,
3
5,
has to be one of
1,
these, so neither of
6.
them is 6. Who has to be one of these? Same with 9, because I have to have an 8 up here. And 3 are out. Nothing with the rest of it. This. Two removes the ability for that to be a 4, which places a 4, which places 5 and 6, takes the 6 out, both of those are 4. 5, 3, 6, and 7 takes out 6 and 7.
The bottom one of that group cannot be a 9 because in the 9 slot it's 1 or 6.
Right. And it can't be 8, because that can't be a 5 either. Seven are all out. Couple so many digits. I don't think I'm pronouncing clearly.
Row
6 is all out.
The 5 in it row 5, sorry, my bad. Row 5, cell 6. Oh, I'll let you finish that.
6, that's 5, 3, 1, 1, 9, 7, 5, 7. This isn't a 3, so it's 2 and 1. 5. 7, 8. Uh-oh.
Well, the Kropke
Oh,
dot.
Kropke dot. Okay, I think we didn't know that there was a Kropke dot there yet.
We didn't. Right. But it's 2-1. Well,
this can't be a 6, so that's 2.
right.
That is a 6. So this is 5 and 3. 3 places a 1. 5 places a 1. 2 then. Apparently a 9, so that's an 8. 6, 5, 6 pair. So that's a 7, a 3, a 6. I knew that had to be a 7. 8 or 9 is fine. 4, 8, 9. Kind of has a 4. 3,
Well, row
4, 5,
2 needs a
6,
4.
7, 3.
4 can't be next to 8 in row 2.
8, 5, 6, 7, 9, 5, 6, 6, 5, 8, 7. That was a good puzzle. The fact that 2 didn't work anywhere except for here, taking so long made me feel very silly when I figured that out. But yeah, otherwise that was
Yeah, but we didn't know that there weren't other Kropke dots. Oh yeah, we
well,
did.
since this was the
Across.
given.
Right, yeah. That we knew that was the only Kropke dot.
Yeah. But yeah. All right. Yeah, that I think was the only. It wasn't a problem with the puzzle. It was just the way I was thinking about it. Feels like it felt really obvious once I said it, but it just felt silly that it took so long to get there. But I don't know what I'm even trying to say. Yeah, I like that puzzle. That was fun. Next one, High Impact by Playmaker 6174. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Every row, column, and 3x3 box contains digits from 1 to 9 each once. Within a cage, digits don't repeat, and they must sum to the small number written in the top left of that cage. We just have killer Sudoku rules. This 15 is 1 through 5. Well, this is 34, which means the remainder is 11, which feels
Yes.
significant, but I can't think
Well,
of
those are 11
why.
cages, so if you color them red and blue, then you know where red and blue are. Because
And
those are,
since these sum to 11, then this is like that. Okay.
right.
I don't know why that took me so long. It's very obvious once you said to just color them red and blue. Now, red and blue can't be in this 15. So, no.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
wrong.
it can.
Okay, the smaller between. Nope, I don't know what I'm saying. Because if blue is in here, then it's one of those two. If red is in here,
Right.
then it's one of these two. One of them has to be in there, but the other can't be because 5 and 6
Right.
is the middle barrier. 28 in 4 has 2 options. Because you do 7, 8, 9,
4,
which is
7, 8, 9.
24, and 4. And then you can squish the 4, 7 to be 5, 6.
Right.
We know 8, 9 is in there.
Same with the other 28 cage on the left side.
Okay. We know that the two 11 cages are the same. Although maybe I should look at this 22, because there's only two ways to do 22, which is 8, 9, and that's 17, which is 8 straight
5.
2, which is 5, or you can do 6, 7. So we know we have 8 and 9.
Which means the red and blue are comprised
No,
of from either 4, 7 or 5, 6.
we have 9,
We have 9.
because it's 5,
Well, the
8, or
12
6, 7. But that means that blue cannot be 5, 6, because that would make this 79. 12 and 4 has to
has
have
to
1
have
and 2.
yeah.
And then it's between 4, 5,
3,
or
6
3,
or 4,
6.
5.
So what can red and blue be? It's not 1 or 2, and it's not 9. And it can't be a 5, 6 pair, because it would break 22. We know that this is 7 or 8. We know that this is 7 or 8. So the 22, we already know doesn't have 7 or 8, so that was useless. Okay. This is 1 through 6. 1 and 2 guaranteed. This is a 9 guaranteed. So if this was 4, 7, well then this couldn't be 4, 7. This is 3, 8, and you just put the 8 on the outside of both of these. Oh! If this was 3, 8, then the 8 that's forced into the 22 would be on the outside of both of them. That puts in here, 8s couldn't be like that. You can't put an 8 in a 15, and you can't put an 8 in a 10. Which means this isn't 3, 8, it's 4, 7, and that means that this cannot be 4, 7 on the lower end, because you wouldn't be able to put 4 and 7 both on the outside. And that means that 4 and 5 is out, and that means that 6 and 7 is out. And we've got a quad. This is what, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So we've got a 7, 8, 9 here, and a 7, 8, 9 there.
Well, the center digit of the 15 cage can't be 4 because it sees 4 both red and blue.
Whatever this digit is, it can't be red. It's yellow now. It has to be these ones. And we've already shown that it cannot be 8 or 9. This has to be a 5, because it's going to end up down here. But if it was 8 or 9, it would be removed from all of this and forced into here, but the 10's too big. We know it's 5, but that 5 is in here. Possibly. Could be here still, but it's about to be there. I don't yellow. Although, where is 5 in here? If it's not there, if it's in either of these positions, then that forces that to be a 5, and it's either 1, 4, or 2, 3, which would be forced to the outside of here. Wait, it can't be 2, 3, 5. And it can't be 1, 4, 5 either. Because that would remove those digits from here. And now you wouldn't be able...
Right. You'd have to put all 3 of them outside.
And I already know that 1 can't go in there now. So now 1 has to go into 10. And it has to be 6 or 7 along with it. But now 5 has to be in here. So this is a 5. And, well, those could be 4, so it's fine. No. This is either 1, 2 or 1, 3. They can't be 4. The 4 and 5 are in here. Because the 1, which we know gets pushed out, the 1 of these two, so that's not a 1, and the 2 or the 3 is pushed out with it. The 5 is one of those, and so it's not here, so it's one of these and one of those. 5. And over here, 5. Cool. Excuse me. Feel super useful to mark, so I'm going to take it out. This 11 cannot be a 1. It cannot be 4 and 7. It also cannot be 2, 9 or 3, 8. It's 5 and 6.
1, 2, 3 triple in the row.
Right.
4, 7, 8, 9.
8, 9 is ruled out of there, so that's of course... What? That can't be.
Well, that didn't...
I did something wrong. Or I've done a lot wrong. This 11. Minimum in 11 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, it cannot be a 4, 7. And it cannot have 2 and 3 in it because of the 1, 2, 3 triple down here. So 8, 9 is out. So the 6 gets ruled out of there. So my last 4 digits are 4, 7, 8, and 9. But this 8, 9 here means neither of those can be 8 or 9. But 4, 7 breaks the puzzle. So what did I do wrong? We know that we've got red, blue, and red, and blue. This 22 has to have a 9 in it, and this 12 has to have 1 or 2 in it. So red and blue have to be 3 through 8. Now, the 22 is between 5, 8 and 6, 7, which means I can't put a 5, 6 here. If I put 5, 6, that would break the 22. It would be 7, 8, 9. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I put 5 and 6, this would be 7, 8, 9. And then the 22 would be broken because 7, 8, 9 is 24. So,
Right.
this 28 has to have 8 and 9 in it. Same as this one has to have 8 and 9 in it. So, let's think about the 8s. If this was a 3-8 pair, then the 8s would be ruled out of those.
And it still fits in the box 1 because it comes
Ruled out
out
of there
of,
and there.
it
It
can't
can't
be
go
in the
in the
15.
And if
And
it
it
was
can't
here,
be in the 10.
that would break the 10. So we know that this isn't 3/8. Although I did do the logic here slightly wrong. Now,
Right.
this 28 is 7, 8, 9, and 4, and then 5, 6. The 4, 7 is just ruled out of here.
Right.
But this can't have a 7 in it, which is paired with 6. So this is 5, 8, 9. And we still have 5, 6,
Well,
8, 9.
5, 6, 8, 9. That's 1, 2, 3 left in the row and the column.
So then let's look
So
at
that
this 11. Never has a 1 in it, can't have 2 and 3, so it can't have 8 and 9, and it can't be 4, 7. It's still a 5, 6 pair. So looking at this 12, which has been determined to not have a 4, 7, 5, 8, or 9 in it, can't have a 6 on top. So the remainder of the digits are
1,
not
2, 3.
5,
We left
6.
out the 1, 2, 3.
But yeah, so let's look at this 15. So the 15 we know has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 10 cannot have a 5 in it. Because if it did, it would be 1, 4, 5, which would be 3 of the digits from the 15, which would be pushed out, and there's only 2 sticking out. So it can't have a 5 in it ever, as 1, 4, 5, or 2, 3, 5. So we know that 1 gets pushed out, and the other has to be from 2 or 3. So now that's our 1, 2, 3 there, so that takes it out of those. And we have 4, 7, 8, and 9. And this could be 4, 7. And an 8, 9 pair here. So I did lots of stuff wrong with that logic. For some reason, I decided that this being a 4, 7 meant that couldn't be 4, 7. But it could be a 4, 7 going this way, sideways.
Right. Now, in the 15 cage, why can't the 5 be pushed to the outside on the right? I know it can't go down, but why can't it be in that one?
Because the 10, the 1 is forced to be pushed out, and the 2 or the 3 is the other one that's pushed out of the 15 cage. So that means that 4 and 5 have to be inside of the 15 cage. Inside of box 1.
Okay.
So, right? Because the 1 that ends up in the 10, and either the 2 or the 3, is what gets kicked out to these 2.
Oh, right.
Because they can't be these. So
Right.
this one, we know is not a 4 because the 4 is 7.
Yeah.
The 4 is one of those 2, 5 is one of those 3, and 1, 2, 3 is kicked out. This 15
Right.
is 6, 7, 8, 9. 17 has lots of options. So I think we ignore that for a moment. Okay. Nope, that logic didn't make sense. I was going to say that red getting forced into here means that red can't be in there, but it can still be there. And then blue obviously can be that one. Because there's the blue gets forced down there. Yeah. So
Okay, in box 1, the
Yeah.
3 cells that are not in cages, they're going to sum to either 23 or 24.
Uh-huh.
Well, because we know 8
that's 6, 7, 8, 9.
and 9. Well, 8 and 9, neither one of which can be in the 10.
Yeah. And then it's the 6 or the 7 that's not in the 10.
Right.
Okay. And then I think that means this is 1, 2, 3. Because that can't be 1, 2, 3. That can't be. None of those can.
Right.
And the 11 here is very useful in determining what this row could be, but this 15 is less useful in determining what this column could be.
Right.
So okay, in this column, 4 has to be here or one of those two. Oh, how about where in this column, I need to have a 6. And I also need to have a 6 here.
Well, and since you can only have 1 6 in the cage,
And it has to be 5. 4 and 7 is ruled out. And 4 and 7 is ruled out. I have to have the 6. I couldn't put it in here, and it worked with those. And now this digit has to be in here and has to be in here. It would rule itself out of these two. It's still a 5 for the same reason that I couldn't put an 8 in the 11 cages because that would force 8s into the 28s in the same way. And the way it would force 8 or 9 to be in the 10 here. But,
well,
and
and
I
those
just
cannot be
figured out
6.
what he meant by
Okay,
the,
yeah.
So, but this isn't, that this being a 5 doesn't force 5s into those two spots. It forces 5s to be like that. And I don't know why I made that mistake. But now, okay, so now where's 4 here? That's a 4. That's a 7. That's a 4, that's a 4, that's a 7. Now I don't need red and blue. Now this isn't 4 and 7, it's 8 and 9, which pairs with that, which means this isn't a 5, and that is. That's not a 4, so that is. This isn't a 7. This isn't 4 and 7. 6, 8, 9, so these are just 1, 2, 3. Because I've already got 6, 8, 9, 7, 5, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 6. 3, 6, also 5. So that's 4, 7, 8,
9. Oh, column 1,
column
the
1,
7.
7.
So the 7 cannot be in the 10.
Oh, right. So this is
1, 3, 6.
1, 3, and 6. 2's out. And that means this is 1 and 3. 3's out here, 2 and 5. And 6 is out of all of those. So that's a 6. This is not.
Row 5?
Row 5.
Oh, never mind. The 6, it doesn't matter. I just answered myself.
Think the 17's useful yet? 5, 6, 8, 9 means this is a 7. Because if it wasn't, you'd have 8 and 9 here. That would be a 5, that would be a 5. That would break. Oh, but then you've got a 5, 8, 9, so that's a 6, and that isn't. That's not a 6, so that is. What's left over in this row? It's not 6, or 7, or 5, 8, or 9. So this one's not a 4. And now you've got a 1, 2, 3 triple, making that a 6, that not. This isn't 6 or 9, so it's a 7, 8. But 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 7, 8, 5, and 9. 5, 8, 9 triple, which makes this 1, 2, 3, and 7. And that's a quad there. 2, 3, and 7, and 8. 4, 5, 6, 9. Okay.
Row 3 has a 2, 5 pair.
That's not a 2. This cannot be a 1, you would see both. Can't be a 3, you would see both, so that's a 2.
1, 3 pair in the column.
7, 2. 1, 3 in this row. Takes 1 down, so there's 2, 4 there. That's the right direction. This is close to a quad. There yet. I know these are different. These are different as well. What about this? 8 and 9 are out. So is 6. So is 2. This 2 has to be one of these two. Two has to be one of those. So 2 has to be 2, 4, 7. No, that doesn't feel helpful. Either case, I might just take those out. That's less than helpful. What about this group? 2, 5, 7, and 4. It's too many digits. 17? Can't possibly be where I need to go next, can it? Has to have a 1 or a 2 in it. Three, 4, 5, and 6. 20. No, it's not. 3, 4 is 7. It's 18. Which is why it has to have 1 or 2 in it. Has to have one from 6 through 9. Look, they have more than one. Although only has 6 and 7. One freeze pair like this. Red or blue, so that's not a 2. That is 5 and 2. Blue, one of them. Others are 2.
Well, that corner contains both red and blue.
Which corner?
Oh, no, it doesn't. Never mind.
This is blue and 2. I don't know if that makes the red and blue color cool. Over this column. 4, 2, 1, 3, and 7. Got 5, 6, 8, 9. So 5 and 6 guaranteed here. 2, 5, 6, 8, 9. This is 4 and 7. Got my 8s and 9s. This one's red. Also blue. Blue, that one's red. This one's blue. The blue ends up in the 15. Can't be up here. These two.
Right.
Okay, so blue is 8. Red is 9. That's a 9. 5. That's a 9. 5. 9. Not 9. 7. 3. 3. So 8. 2. 7. 8. 7. 2. 3. 4. Which means that's a 7. 2. I don't need coloring anymore. 9's out of all of those. 7. 17.
Means
And that's
9.
7. 8. Say again.
That
It
means
has to have a 9.
no, it doesn't, because it could be 2, 4, 5, 6, I think.
Well, these two 9s that make 4 to 9 here.
Oh, yeah.
So have to have a 1. And then it's between 2, 7, and 3, 4. 9, 2, 5.
6
But I can't
has to
have a
go on
2.
the outside.
Can't have a 2 in there. So it's not 2, 5, it's 3, 4. 1, 7, 3, 4, 9, 8. That's a 6. That's a 2. That's a 5. 2 and 1. 6 and 5. 4 and 2. Not a 4. Not a 4. 6. Not 6s. 4, 5, 6. 9, 5. Not a 4 is a 4. Not 9. It's not a 4. 4, 8, 7, 4. Those.
Column 7 has 3 and 7 left.
Column 7, you said was 3 and 7?
Mm-hmm.
That's 3 and 7. So that's not right. We don't need coloring because that is 1, 1, and 1. That's not 1, so that is. That one is. That one is that. These are all 1s, so 1. The rest are 3s. 9, I get 9 there. 3, 4, 5, I get 6, 7, and 8. There we go. That took longer than I thought it was. There was definitely some time where we were sort of staring blankly until I started painting stuff. Yeah. Alright. Next puzzle. The Asherian stairwell. Oh, what?
4 minutes till 10.
Oh, right, it is close to 10. And that is actually the end for today. This is 3 puzzles. So, stop recording. Over to talking. Any final thoughts before we sign off on that?
Oh, not that I know of.
Cool. Thursday, we should be streaming. No, anything on
Okay.
Thursday that's going to be in the way? Unless you can think of
Okay.
something. Do you have plans with
Not that I
Martha?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Yeah. So just let me know. And then I
Okay.
will post. I'll try to post a link or put a I don't know. Like today, I meant to put the like a post on Facebook and a put the on YouTube. You can say, hey, I'm going to be live at a certain time. And I didn't do that until like 5 minutes before we started today. But I'll try to do that earlier
Right.
on Thursday or whenever I know that we'll be streaming. So. And if I don't know until 5 minutes before, then I won't know until 5 minutes before. That's fine. Yeah. All right. So that will be the end of Sudoku for today. So anyone who watched, thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do all of the fancy YouTube thingies if you watched this far. And yeah, switch over to stream end. Thank you for watching, and we can end.